face. Asia, as we have discussed before, has prosperity, but it also has poverty. And that's why we have always talked about the two faces of Asia. And it is, I think, a challenge for all of us to make sure that the two faces converge. So while you have prosperity on the one hand, you also make sure that others don't get left behind. The poor people don't get left behind.
No problem. No, he said you should just accept you can't be self-sufficient. You'll never be self. And by the end of the 1990s, the beginning of the new millennium, the feeling was problem solved. Asia was booming, it was affluent in many places, and if you asked anybody, they would have said plenty of food. There's no food shortages that you can see in Asia. But here we are, 3 or 4 years after that, prices are doubling. In most countries in Asia, the decision has been made already. Agriculture has not been a priority. Governments and countries will invest in other important sectors like tourism because of the foreign exchange that will bring in, infrastructure development, highways, education.
We're waiting for one politician to be brave enough to stand up.
In the same way they would talk about bird flu or SARS or other very important regional issues, we think it's time that agriculture was on the agenda of ASEAN summits.
I think it's very important to focus on continued integration. If there was one lesson we learned, is that the region must help itself before others will help it. And therefore, I think the ASEAN needs to make sure that it gets stronger, that there is greater cooperation,